Hey there, Rhoda here. Welcome to my craft room. Today I'm showing you some waterfall tags, and I don't think I've seen these out on the web yet, and I thought I'd bring you my variety of them. I'm going to do two styles. One will be loaded or connected at the bottom with this little hinge, and they're like a little half-inch strip of paper, and I glued them in between because I had to back the first three pieces here. And so I just put them in between each one of the pieces. And I've got this pretty decorative top that'll be the top tag. And each tag underneath is going to shrink in size. And what I've done is just used this was like a 2.5 by a 4 3/4 or 3/8. And then I went down or up in size. This is 3 by 5. And then this one is 3.5 by 5.5. And then we get to the big one, which is 4 by 6. So let me get to putting these together. I need to finish inking the outside pieces and making sure everything is set, and I'll be ready to show you. Oh, first, before I do the inking, I forgot I have to make these into a tag shape. And I thought, well, let me do the two outside corners. Instead of the tops that you usually see a tag done with, I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to start with this small version on my cutter here, or my gift card, and I made a big one and a small one. And as I go back, I will do a bigger one. So there's that. The next one back, I'll do the larger one. And I think I may leave the back one, the base piece, as just a square, a rectangle. We might just do that. You can make these any way you would like. It's your choice. You can make them larger, you can make them smaller. But I thought they were kind of an interesting way to do this. There's different ones out on the YouTube stations now. I think that might work. I'm trying to see if all my little hingy areas and my corners, they're a little different. I think I will do this outside one. I may do it in the smallest one again, just for variation. It's whatever you like to do, or your preference. That's the whole idea of crafting. It's using your creativity and your ideas, and yep, it's a little different, but we're going to go with it. So we'll start with this one and do just the top corners. I hope everybody's doing well today. I'm trying to still get back into the swing of things after the vacation or two that I had just recently been on. It is so hard when you're not crafting to get back into crafting. I know a lot of people talk about that, about having dry spells and things like that. Now I think I know what they're talking about. Though I don't really have a dry spell, I have ideas. I just don't want to stand back here and do them. I guess that's it. I've gotten back into reading. So one of my other loves, and so I'll get here. I just gotta get my groove back in. Okay, so those are all done. Now I'm going to get in here and I'm going to do some inking, and I'll be back. Okay, we're going to start with this one, and what I need to do is punch a hole in the top of each of the pieces and try to get them as straight as possible. So maybe I should try to do this and line it up. It's a 4-inch piece. Then that will be centered right there. And this will be, I better pull them down just a bit. I just need to be able to get my top area to where I can put my little dot. and enough room to put the hole in here. This is how I'm going to close this one. We're going to go right there. I'm matching up to that line right there. And then right here. Yep, right here. Right here. And right here. I think I'm about a 1/2 inch from the top. Except for that one. I don't really want to mess up that B, but I may just have to. So let's go in here and we're going to do a small hole with our crocodile. There we go. It doesn't always like to spit out that little dot. I have to help it. And then we're going to put some eyelets in here. There we go. The other one, we're not going to be closing this way. We're going to actually use another method. So let me get in here and get me some eyelets. What do I do with my tweezers? There we go. Just pull me out a little pile here. I don't know exactly what color I want to go with. Let's see. I like the brown. Oh, and I got a little star. Let me see if I got, yeah, 2 more of these little stars. It's sort of like a sunflower. I've had these things for ages. There we go. That'll work. Those can go back in later. Now, let me stick him in there and do the magic. Let me make sure I've got this on the right. Yep. Nope. There. I was in the wrong layout. I think it's supposed to be C3. Yep. Okay. Don't ask me why, but when I do the big eyelets, the small eyelet bottom part works the best. So I have it usually set on that already. Okay, let me do my eyelets. Get in here and give it a crunch. There we go. Next one. And I have all these faced up the way I want them to be when I assemble it. Sometimes I have good luck on these eyelets and sometimes I don't. I think some of my problem is they're old. They're really old. I've had them 10, 15, 20 years. I don't even know how long. Got them on a deal. Whoops, I dropped that one. I found it. No need to call out the Mounties. I found it. Okay. There. We're good with that. That's done. Now, our next step is to assemble. And what we want to do is we want to start with our back piece. Or, yes, our back piece. Because we're going to take our little hinge and make it go under and over right here. Let me go ahead and score it. Not score it, burnish it. Maybe that's the word. And make sure it is in the right spot that I want it. Yep. Okay. And then we're going for the glue. Okay. Put my Barely Arts on here. And we're going to set it down like that and get our parts on either side about even. I think that's it. Good enough. Now push down and get it to stick. We're only gluing that little hinge on the back side. We don't want to do anything on the front side because we want that to swing down. Now we're going to do our next one the same exact way. Got to get it bent first. Okay, glue that down. I used some of my paper that I had made that was fall and harvesty colors on the back of this one. Thought that was pretty. Kind of goes with the tone that's in that butterfly. All right. I think I'm going to just go with it. It's not quite where I want it to be. There, that's better. I had to manually move it over. It just didn't want to go. Okay, let me see what my back's starting to look like. And we're going to do some kind of coverage back here to cover that up so you don't see that. Our last piece to go on is our top. Ooh. I had a little bit more glue there and I wanted, so let's just smear that out. There we go. And find the center. That wasn't it. Move it over a little bit. All right. It looks like my stars are not quite aligned. Name of my life there. Okay. There we go. Now, trying to keep that flat. And what we're going to do is now they're falling stars. That one's falling a little farther than the others. All right. Now what we want to do is to cover up that piece on the back. We don't want it to be all yucky. So let me find something to go on there. Okay, this will do the job nicely. Since this is so dark, there wasn't really anything you could put on there. So I thought, well, let me just go ahead and put this on and make a small shallow pocket. It hides that bottom, and you're able to put a little tag or something in here, and a tag on a tag, but you can put a tag in there and be able to write on it, just in case you would like to do it that way. It suits our purpose. Hides the little yuckies at the bottom. There we go. It wasn't quite the width I wanted, but I think it works. It definitely works. Whoops. And it moved on me. Okay. There. All right. That'll do it. Got a little spot right there. All right. Now, what we were going to do is we were going to decorate a little bit. Let me get rid of that. And I have some napkin. And I thought the napkin would work really good on each one of these layers. That glue seeped on me. Well, my glue is having a little bit of a waterfall here. And let me show you what I usually will do. I'll take it and I'll rub it right back in there. And then I'll wipe it off. And then I'll see about putting the pin in it again. I don't know why sometimes that will happen. Sometimes it'll happen when you get near the end. Yeah, see, it's not doing anything right now. I'll leave it in there for a minute. Okay, so I have these pretty little napkins here that I thought I would take little pieces of and put in here. Since it's for a sunflower journal, if I didn't mention that, that's what it's for. This is too big. I've already got enough shine, so I don't think I need that one. So what we'll do is we'll do a little bit of these pieces to give it some character. And I need to get a piece of tape to remove my layers, I'll show you how to do that. Okay, it's just regular old tape. And you take and you'll put it on the back side and you'll pull. And usually you can pull at least one layer, if not two. Whoop. And then let me use this piece to get the next layer going. Okay. And I think some people keep these. I'm not sure if they use them in collaging or as backings for things. Yeah, if you need them for something, keep them. If not, I'm not exactly sure. Maybe you need to clean up a spill. All right. What I'd like to do is put one of these pretty little pumpkins with the sunflowers, maybe on this one. And we're not going to cover it up completely. We're just going to do a little rip out. And I think this one down here, it doesn't have any pumpkins with it, but if I do it big enough, I'll get pieces of the pumpkin. Let's try that. Oops. There. Let's see how that works. Yep, I like that. That's pretty. I might trim it down just a hair more. I don't want it to be quite that wide. And what we're going to do is use a glue stick. We're going to put it on there with that. Now, I don't want to try to get this glue stick all over the place, but I need it to be at least wide enough for this. Okay, let's see if that worked. And we might go ahead and start on the other one while we wait for this one to dry, or I might just go ahead and clean off my other napkin here, because I like to put a little piece of that on here as well. Usually you'll just do your finger along the edge and see if any rolls back on you. And if it doesn't, you got it down. That seems to be down. Okay. And I'll wipe away. I got a little bit of that sticky on there. Okay. Put a little bit of wetness on there. That'll take care of it. All right, there we go. And I need to see where I might want one of these little guys. I thought that has some pretty little images on it. I'm not as sure that I want the white, but I do have white on this one. Got a piece of that napkin falling off everywhere. It's all over my fingers. Oh, it might do well on this one. This needs just a little bit of something. So we're going to do that. We're going to put it there. Get another piece of tape. And go into removing the outer or back layers of this one. I think that one's already... Oh, well, I didn't even have to use the tape. Look at that. Okay. So I want that oak leaf with the acorns. I think that's very pretty. Oop. Now, some people use the water pen, and I know there's probably a bunch of you out there hollering at me to use that. Oh, I'm just lazy. Okay, let me do it this way. There we go. So, this, and it usually does do a really good edge on here. I'm not as crazy about the white showing, but it won't be as bad on this one. Let's try this one. Give myself like an area that I know this is size-wise. There. And it kind of disappears. Yeah, that didn't turn out so bad. I hate that it's on such a busy background, but I think we're going to be fine. Okay. Now, some of these pieces probably may need like a little if you plan on writing on this, it depends on what your plans are for it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make me a pointy part on this ribbon. I just have this really skinny ribbon, and I'm going to thread it through all of these. And you can decorate each one of these pieces up as well as you would like. I've got one more thing that I'm going to put on them, which will be a sunflower sticker. And what you're going to do is you're just going to tie this shut. Oops, that back piece is not as sturdy, but tie this like a bow, and then it's to go into a pocket. It doesn't get stuck down or anything. It's to go into a pocket. Both of these. Well, if I can tie a bow. All right. I need an extra thumb, I believe. All right, let's see how I do here. There we go. It's close enough. It's hard to do it with one hand. Well, I'm using two hands, but you know what I mean. Okay, now we can have us a little word or something down here. Maybe sparkle. That would be good. And we'll put that on the outside to give us a little bit of character. I could put this on something and frame it, but I don't think I'm going to worry about that. Okay, there's that one. Going to put it like this. And that one is done. So the next one hopefully won't be as difficult. We'll save the decorating so it won't go as slowly, but we're going to do the same concept. I'm going to start by folding these and gluing them on the back, and I'll come back after I got these together. Okay, I got this one decorated just a tad more, like a little flower and a little bling. Tried to tie the knot a little better. But here, I wanted to use this for a closure. And what we're going to do is we're going to use these two magnets. And I have these two pieces of wood that I'm going to do back to back. What I need to do is to put one on the inside of here where it's hidden. And let me see if I can get the sticky off of it. Here we go. And I'll stick it right in there. I gotta give myself enough room that I can glue around the outside of it. Okay. Let me go ahead and glue this down too. I was trying to figure out a way to do this closure for this one, and I had this extra wood that I had used on my barn door shorts that I'd done yesterday. And so, trying to get this to go down well, I'm going to have to press it with this and make sure all the edges will go down and go around that bump. This is one of the skinny magnets, but you still have to work your paper around it and make the paper bend. and conform so you don't have a crack and see your magnet inside. And you gotta use enough glue too. Could be what I did not do, but you know, that's me. All right, I think that's good enough. And what we're going to do, we're not going to put that other piece on yet. We're going to glue this to the back side of this. So we need a little glue for that. Just enough, because we have to work that around the back side. So yeah, I think that's enough. Plus I thought this wood grain kind of gave a nice effect to this yellow and kind of vintagey tones that I have here. All right, so now we're going to go to our back side with it and connect your magnet. And they like to stick to each other, so don't worry about that. And I'm going to put a few little dots of glue with it. And we're going to bend it. Oop. And it's not bending too evenly. I might have to do a little trimming. As you can see, it's kind of buckling right there. All right, we're going to get that on there first. Then we're going to come back and trim. It's always fixable. All right. And I have to come back in with a marker because that's what I did all the edges with. So you wouldn't see any of that. It's just an alcohol marker, Spectrum Noir. So let's see how that did. Oh, much better. It just moved a little bit when I bent that around, but I like that look. All right, our next thing to do is to decorate this one up a little bit. And here was those sunflowers I was telling you, the stickers. What we're going to do is stick one, and I'm not crazy about the foam, so I'm taking the foam off. It can go somewhere else. So I already capped that, didn't I? Okay. So we're going to stick this on our band right here and kind of connect those two together, especially since you got a little sunflower right there. And that works really nice. Okay. And I still wanted to put one on this one. We'll do more of a yellow. Well, no, I don't like that yellow one. I like this one with the little black center. And you can always pull the foam off of these things. I do it all the time on these dollar store stickers and things, just so I don't have the height and the thickness. And we'll put that one right there, right under our words. There we go. So that one's done. And I want to hide that. And I'm thinking I'm going to do the same situation as I did with the other one. So let me find a piece of paper. Okay, so with this one, we're going to make it have a side tuck instead of the pocket. I just had to make it the right size. Yep, there she goes. And we're gonna glue her down. Okay. And that finishes the back of that one. get it to stick for me before I let it go. Do a little burnishing. Oh, goodness. Well, if anyone has another version of these, I'd like to hear about it. I think these are fun little additions to your journal. We didn't do any napkins on this one, but you kind of saw where I was going with it with this one. So I appreciate everybody coming to see me, and leave me some comments and some thumbs up if you thought I deserved it, and thank you very much.